tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. First of all, may I pay homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One, the Exalted One, and the Supremely Enlightened One, and respected to most Venerable Sirs and Venerables, also my dear friends in Dhamma, and Dhamma greetings to all the Buddhist devotees, Upasaka, Upasikas, and all the viewers who has always been watching this English Dhamma Live from Nakprok Facebook fan page. So let's say that welcome back, right? I've been here since it's almost a month, let's say, that I was not available here. I was absent, and coming back again to give the Dhamma talk, to share the Dhamma knowledges to everyone who are willing to listen, or who wants to listen the Dhamma in English. So, as from this Facebook page, we have been always watching or listening the most Venerable Luang Por coming every morning to give or preach the Dhamma talk, let's say, in different topics, different trends that he comes to share his knowledge, share the knowledge of the Dhamma to all the viewers like usual, right? So, and I've been busy lately since the last month, and I just came back to my regular duty, let's say, to do the regular duty to share the Dhamma to everyone who were willing to listen to me from Nakprok Facebook fan page. And yes, as usual, this is simple talk, right? So we will be discussing, sharing about the Dhamma or related issues, right? And like previous episodes or previous live streams that I have been doing in the past, also today I'll be sharing you with some interesting, some Dhamma sharings. I'll share the Dhamma that everyone can practice in the daily life, let's say, right? So I've been talking about many things, but like a usual Buddhist, right? We usual normal Buddhists, let's say, we are normal Buddhists, that we practice different kinds of Dhamma, different kinds of teachings of the Buddha, in both theory and practical way, right? We learn the theory, and we also practice those theory into our daily life. So today's issue or today's topic will be also in the same issue, which will be on the theory that can lead us to do in our daily life, or we can put the theory into practice in our daily lives. So definitely I will be sharing you about the dana or offerings, let's say, today. So I hope all the viewers, all the listeners who are Buddhists know about this term, right? The term dana, or let's say offerings, or we can also use the term gifts in English, or in offerings, right? So normally we understand that the dana, the offerings, is to give something to others, right, without expecting anything from them. So that is true, that when we give dana, when we make offerings, when we give something to others, we don't expect something from them, right? So this is how the term dana works here, right? And even in terms of the Buddhist teachings, what the Buddha has told, let's say there are two kinds of dana, two kinds of gifts or offerings, let's say, right? And the first one is amisa dana, and the second one is dhamma dana. So let's talk about the amisa dana first. Amisa dana means that to offer gifts of carnal givings or material givings, let's say. For example, like Buddhists in Thailand regularly goes to temple to offer foods, to offer necessities, to offer prerequisites to Buddhist monk at the temple, or let's say philanthropist, people who likes to make merit, goes to make offerings not only in temples but also in orphanages with aged people, with handicapped people, right? These are all the meaning of offerings in terms of amisa dana, right? So to give something which is materialistic, which can help them to use in their daily life, which have necessary, which is necessary to use in their daily life, which can by using those things they can fulfill their livings or help them to live their daily life, right? Things like foods, shelter, money, or any kinds of materialistic thing which we offer or which we give to other people and helps them to live their daily life is known as amisa dana. And the second one here is dhamma dana. So the first one is amisa dana and the second one is dhamma dana. So the dhamma dana here literally means the gift of the dhamma, or the offerings that we make by sharing the dhamma. So what do you mean by sharing the dhamma here? For example, let me give you an example of sharing the dhamma. Like monks, right? Their duty, their responsibility is to share the dhamma to lay Buddhists who come to them, even though they offer or do not offer a thing, because it's our duty. It's not only the duty of a monk to, let's say, to offer the dhamma dana, right? It's also a duty of a good lay Buddhist who have the knowledge of dhamma, or not only the dhamma, but suggesting good things, suggesting people to do good things, to do good deeds, right? To conduct good deeds, to showing the rightful path, to show the right way, let's say, right? To show them to do goods, to conduct good things, or to show them the path of spirituality. So even these terms can be mentioned in the dhamma dana. So this is called the dhamma dana, or the gift of dhamma, or the offerings of the dhamma, right? And among both the offerings, which the first one is amisa dana, or the gifts of material or gifts of carnal givings or offerings, let's say, and the second one is dhamma dana, the gifts of dhamma or the offerings of the good things, sharing good things, right? The Buddha, however, praises that the dhamma dana is the superior one here, right? So he shared this Pali, let's say, like a poem, or let's say the Pali quotes, right? He told that Sabbadanang Dhammadanang Jinati, Sabbarasang Dhammarasang Jinati, Sabbarating Dhammarati Jinati, Tanha Kayo Sabbadukhang Jinati. So the first line here, Sabbadanang Dhammadanang Jinati, which literally means the gift of Dhamma excels all the gifts. Second here, Sabbarasang Dhammarasang Jinati, the taste of Dhamma excels all tastes. And the third one, Sabbarating Dhammarati Jinati, delight in Dhamma excels all delights. And the last one, Tanha Kayo Sabbadukhang Jinati, the eradication of craving overcomes all ills, or let's say sansara dukkha. So let me explain you the first one, which means the gift of Dhamma excels all gift. It's because the Buddha explained this term to Sakka Devaraja, right, who is the king of gods, or let's say the king of devas, right? Let's say this question was raised by the devas, the deities in the heavenly realms. They were having this issue about four things. Which is the best gift? Which is the best taste? Which is the best delight? And why the eradication of craving is the foremost or superior to anything. So they were having such issues in the heavenly realms of Tavatimsa, right? The second heavenly realms, let's say. They were having these issues, and let's say the deities themselves were having let's say debate among them, and no one could answer this question. So they went to their superior ones, the superior gods, let's say superior deities, to ask the same questions, or say asking to Chatulokapala Devas, who were protecting the heavenly realms. Even they couldn't answer this question. And finally, they went to the Sakkadeva, or let's say who is the king of gods or king of devas. And the king of devas asked to other devas that, why has so many deities gathered today? What is the problem? So they all mentioned the thing about these four issues, that we want to know that what is the best gift, what is the best taste, what is the best delight, and why this eradication of craving is superior to anything. Then what the King Sakka told to all the devas, that there is only one person who can show or who can tell us the right answer of these four questions. And they all gathered together, went to meet the Buddha at the Jetavana monastery, right? Or the Jeta's Grove monastery, let's say, in Sravasti during the time of the Buddha, or let's say in the ancient India. Nowadays it's in India. And they went to ask the Buddha that, O blessed one, O exalted one, O fully enlightened one, Devas has been discussing this, about this problem, this question, this issue in all the heavenly realms. So we want to ask you about that. What is the best gift of all? What is the best taste of all? What is the best delight of all? And why this eradication of craving is important to all, superior to all? So what the Buddha said, told to all the devas that the term, the quote that I mentioned is Sabbadanang Dhammadanang Jinati. The gifts of Dhamma excels the all gifts. Sabba rasang Dhamma rasang Jinati. The taste of Dhamma excels all the taste. Sabba rating Dhamma rati Jinati. Delight in Dhamma excels all delights. And tanha kayo sabba dukkhang jinati. The eradication of cravings overcome all ills. So that's why sabbadanang dhammadanang janati. That means whenever we have something to share, right? People think from having this offerings making by amis, materialistic things. That's good, right? That's good in terms of mundane living, or the vision of the worldly things, let's say. That's good thing that we start from giving and sharing things by sacrificing things that we have earned to help others, to offer the Sangha who is superior to them, right? So they think by offering, that's a good starting. But however, if the monks don't have anything to give, like in terms of the Dhamma, by sharing the Dhamma, one can enhance the Shraddha, the faith, the teachings of the Buddha that leads to cease the suffering, let's say. If someone only asks for other offerings which is materialistic, then how can the giver, right, learn something good? Or even the one who receives it, right? Because the one who gives something to others is even superior than one who receives from someone, right? So that's why the Buddha told that Sabbadanang Dhammadanang Jinati. And for example, he also mentioned that if, let me give you an example of Venerable Sariputra. If Venerable Sariputra hadn't met Venerable Assaji while he was going for alms, he couldn't have become the stream enterer, the Srotapanna, right? The Sariputra, Venerable Sariputra, who is one of the who is the one with most wisdom after the Buddha, who could solve many problems with his panya, wisdom. If he hadn't met Venerable Assaji when he was going for alms, he couldn't have listened the truthful words, the truthful Dhamma from Venerable Assaji. Then he couldn't attain the stream enter or the Srotapatti Phala, right? To attain the fruit of the Srotapanna at the time. So that's why the Dhamma is the most important thing, and the Dhamma is the most superior or most excellent gift than any other gifts. So that's why Lord Buddha told to all those devas that among all the danas, right, all the gifts, all the offerings, Dhamma dana is the most important thing. Because according to the Buddhist teachings of the Buddha is the very important, is the only significant thing that could keep the Buddhism alive, right? Not by materialistic thing, not only by making offering with materialistic thing or amisadana, but one also needs the Dhammadana in order to enhance the faith, Shraddha, or the Panya himself, right? Not only having Shraddha, but the lack of Panya, but we also must have Shraddha with Panya or with wisdom. Not only having Panya either, and not having shraddha, right? We must have these both things in balance to keep us, let's say, do good things, right? So that's why the Buddha told that sabba danam dhamma danam jinati, right? And before I move on to today's Dhamma talk, let me see that our devotees who have always been watching, right? Let me greet them once again. And yes, so as I was talking about the danas, the offerings, the gifts that one should offer, or according to what the Buddha has taught in his 84,000 Dhamma Khanda about the dana. Actually, there are also other danas. Among these dana, in Amisa dana, we also have this term called Patipuggalika dana and the Sangha dana, right? Like in Amisa dana, when we offer something to someone, or when we give something to someone, let's say you want to make an offering to a monk, and the monk you are familiar to that monk, so you only want to offer to that monk. We called it Patipuggalika dana, making offering to a specific person, specific monk. It's called Patipuggalika dana, right? So, and another kind of dana here is Sangha dana, right? Sangha dana here means that we don't specifically offer to someone, but we offer to a order of community of monks, Buddhist monks, or the Sangha, what we call, right? We come to offer to the Sangha, and the Sangha is more than 4 Buddhist monks above, right? 4 monks or above 4 monks are called a community of a monk, or order of Sangha, what we say. So this is Sangha. Like when we come to offer lunch, offer anything to monks, we might offer to Sangha dana. We might offer to Sangha, right? This is called Sangha dana. And there are 2 kinds of dana in Amisa dana, which is Patipuggalika dana and Sangha dana, let's say, right? However, as I mentioned earlier, starting to do the dana or offering, when we make offering, let's say, we definitely start from the Amisa dana, right? Amisa, which means material or canval offerings that we offer. It might be offerings to monks or any people who are in need, right? This is Amisa. Amisa means materialistic thing or necessary things that one needs to live their life, to live their daily life, let's say, right? So this is Amisa dana. However, the Buddha praised the second one, which is Dhamma dana, the offerings or the gifts of the Dhamma, because the gift of the Dhamma is always the highest gift or superior gift, and the taste of the Dhamma is always the superior taste or excellent taste. And delight in the Dhamma is the most superior or excellent delight, let's say, right? So this is the Dhamma that the Buddha talked about, the dana, the offerings, right? So let's say that whenever we offer something, right, besides the Amisa, we also need to share something good, something valuable to others as well. Like we make offerings by giving Amisa, the materialistic things, which is let's say, needed things, which is necessities, which are prerequisites to use them in our daily life, or people who are in need, let's say. We also need or must offer something which is valuable to them, which can help them in live their life, which can help them to lead their life in a good way, right path, right, by having the rightful view, the samadhi. Like teachers' job, their job is to teach students. This is also a kind of giving the Dhamma. You're teaching your students to learn something from you. You're helping your students to learn something from you so that they can grow up to be a good and valuable kid, or the subject or the thing that you're teaching to them might be helpful for them in the future. So this is also a kind of providing Dhamma to others, because it's a duty of a teacher to provide knowledge. Like it's a duty of a monk to preach, to teach the Dhamma to all the lay Buddhists who come to temple, right? Not only come to temple to offer the Sanghadana, but also to provide them with a valuable teachings, sharing good knowledge, sharing knowledge about the teachings of the Buddha, in order to help them to live a happy life, right? So besides the amisa, which is materialistic thing, or making offerings from the amisa, we also need to offer the Dhammadana, or the guidelines to help them live a happy life, right? And there are many ways to conduct, to provide the Dhammadana, right? By offering the books, also by offering the knowledge from the Tipitaka, right? We offer Tipitaka to many temples in Thailand here, right? Because in order to let the monks, let the people who visit temple learn about the Buddha Dhamma from the Tipitaka. So this is the Dhammadana. You shared something valuable besides amisa. A book can be both amisa, material, and also Dhammadana, because you shared something. You shared a material which contains a valuable knowledge, valuable things inside that book. Whenever other people come to learn something from that book, it will help them. They will know something which might be helpful for them in their life, let's say. So this is the Dhammadana, right? The amisa here is the book that you offer to temple, to someone, and people gaining the knowledge, or getting the knowledge from what they have learned from that book, is the Dhammadana. So it can be in the both way, right? Both amisa and the Dhammadana. So this is the offerings that I will be talking to you for today. So I think for today's topic, I've talked enough, let's say, about the offerings, right? We have two kinds of offering, amisa, dana, and Dhammadana, which we all need to practice, right? Maybe we might start from giving amisa, materialistic thing, which is necessary, which is prerequisites for other people. We might help people in need, who are homeless, who don't have shelter to stay, who don't have anything to eat. That's good thing that we offer them. We sacrifice these things to help them. That's a good thing start. But after sharing these things, we also need to share something valuable thing to help them keep their life, to maintain their life, to live in a rightful way, or let's say, the knowledge that might help, the teachings that might help them to live, keep their life maintained in a good things. Or you teach someone to people to do good things and abstain from doing evil deeds. So this is the Dhamma Dana, or the gift of the Dhamma. So as I mentioned earlier, that Sabba Danang Dhamma Danang Jinati, the gift of Dhamma excels all the gifts, which means the gift of Dhamma excels, which means overcome or can win all kinds of gifts in this world. Or let's say the gift of Dhamma is superior to all gifts. There's no gift besides the Dhamma that is excellent or superior. So this was the talk about the offerings, or let's say the dana, according to what the Buddha taught in his 84,000 Dhammaskanda, right? So before I leave, may I wish all the Buddhist devotees who has been watching us from since the last year, right? I hope everyone stay safe and stay well. I hope for their good health and well-being in their life. So may the power of the triple gems, Ratanataya Anubhavena, Ratanataya Tejasa, by the power of the triple gems, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, may all the viewers, all the Buddhist devotees, all the Upasaka Upasikas who are watching, who are watching or who are viewing in this Facebook page, let's say, may be free from suffering, be free from hostility and enmity. May I spread all the loving kindness to all those sentient beings all around the world. May you stay in peace and prosperous life with good health and good wealth, let's say. And for today, I will be ending my simple talk here. Until then, we will meet next time with me, Phramaha Ashir, in every Friday from 7 p.m. onwards, right? So let me end my talk today. Thank you everyone to share, to comment in today's live. So I hope everyone will stay safe, stay good, and peace and prosperous. So good night everyone. Sadhu.